Yeah, this is news to me. But I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to throw it to Devon. Devon, are you there? Devon's live in Berlin. Okay, I see the light blinking. Throwing it over to Devon, live in Berlin right now. Here we go.
Hi, welcome to this portion of the True Philosophy of Philosophical Truths. My name is Devon, and I'm reporting live from Berlin. It doesn't really make a lot of sense why I'm here, but I'm here with Mitch Frye, a guy that we haven't talked about, but was a friend of myself and Neil's back in our college radio days. And as you can tell, he's got a bit of a cold. But here's Mitch.
Hey, thank you, Devon. Thank you, Neil. I'm very happy to be here. This is just great. I can't believe we've found each other in Berlin.
Well, he found me, and he reached out, and he wanted to come on the show. And who was I to refuse? So we're talking with Mitch for a bit of the show, and I'm not really sure what Mitch wants to talk about, but I owe him because we're old friends, and that's basically the whole reason why he's on the show.
You know, I gotta thank you, is what I'm trying to say here. I gotta thank you, I gotta thank Neil, I have to thank the management at Antennas. I think it's amazing what they're doing. As you know, you may have heard, if you're a avid radio listener, that I've no longer on the air at WGAR FM 99.5 in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been around, but I'm no longer on the air, and I hear that the digital airwaves are somewhere I should be looking, and I'm just happy to be here.
That's right. Mitch, I think that online radio is the wave of the future. Even if Antennas is constantly on the verge of going broke, I still think that it's a worthy experiment, and I think if you can't keep a job in regular radio, I think internet radio is a future that you should be looking towards.
Well, it's just incredible at what can happen these days with a broadband internet connection. You remember back in the day when I was at WGBL 96.7 in Gulfport, Mississippi, MSSI, SSI, PPI. It's the big tower, it's a huge tower that gives out a big radio wave to over 150,000 people, and from what I've read in the literature, this reaches well over 1 million people on the internet, and I'm just looking for new avenues to work on my radio personality, and I've just heard what you and Neil do, and I'm just enamored with it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I think we can help you out. I think hopefully, I think if the numbers are correct, there are probably about 1 million people listening right now, and one of those people might be someone who can give you a steady job.
I was at WGB 90.9 in Bryan, Ohio. That was when I really worked on my craft. That's when I knew that I was a radio man, and I'm just, trying to get back to that. That was 26 years ago.
And how long did you last there, Mitch?
I was there for probably, let's see, that was 26 years ago. Yeah, I was there for about 6 to 8 months. I think I left that one prematurely. It was the management. I had
Something went wrong.
I had some issues there.
Yeah,
we've all.
Yeah,
you remember back in the old days.
It's everyone loses a job. But
it's not the easiest being an on-air radio host. I know.
It's a tough one. So why don't you give the listeners a rundown of your extensive resume so that we can, anyone that's been listening in any of these cities or any of these stations can maybe recognize you.
Well, yeah, I've been working the airwaves for a long, long time. It's just all, as I said, I started out at WGB 90.9 in Bryan, Ohio. I've worked at WGAR 99.5 in Cleveland, Ohio. I've worked at WGAO 88.3 in Franklin, Massachusetts, the big sound of Franklin. WGAGLP 93.1 Princeton, West Virginia, the sound of the miners.
Okay.
That's not miners, young people, that's miners who are working in the crevices of the earth.
Okay. That makes sense. And so, you went through there, and where did that take you next?
It took me to Harlem, Georgia. I worked at WGACFM 95.1. I went over to Quincy, Illinois. You remember that one. I sent you a Christmas card for that one. WGCAFM 88.5. Took it over to WGBZ 102.3. Cape May, New Jersey is where I really felt at home. I thought that was the one. I really thought that the program manager over there was good.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember hearing a couple episodes. It seemed promising.
I sent you the tapes. I remember that. I sent you the tapes. It did sound promising.
Yeah, but something went wrong.
I wouldn't say something went wrong. I mean, it's, I'm a proud man. And I don't think it's necessarily my fault. I think I was too good. I think I was too good for that radio show.
Well, that's a fair way to see it. And where'd you go from there?
Well, after that one, I went over to WGBQ 91.9, Lynchburg, Tennessee, home of Jack Daniels. That was boozy radio. Those were boozy days. I mean...
they certainly were. We could smell it through the radio.
Yes, you should have smelled that microphone.
Yeah. Woo! Like a urinal in a dive bar.
Like a urinal in a dive bar. It smelled like piss and whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Smelled like the floor drain of the drunk tank, something like that, eh?
Yes, something like that. No, I know you're probably wondering. I'm a bit under the weather. I've got a bit of a post-nasal
Bit of a
drip.
cold. That's all right. That's natural. Everyone gets sick.
The thing about the cold is
Well, what I wanted to talk to you about first is I wanted to talk to you about your last job, because that was the one that I felt was, the most developed, where I remember you the most from, where you had all these characters, and I wanted to give the listeners a sense of this last job that you had, where I felt you really shone.
WGBK in Glenville, Illinois. That's where I brought out a few of the characters. I had Jake the Snake. You might remember him.
That was a good one.
Yeah, Jake was essentially a talking snake. It's more of a gag fixed for television. Wasn't necessarily a radio gag, but it's good nonetheless. It was a talking snake.
Can you do the snake for the listeners?
Sure. So my name is Jake the Snake.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's a really funny one.
Yeah, got in trouble in the Midwest. Didn't realize there's another snake that was in some popular books out there. Never knew about that.
Christian community not really into snakes.
Christian radio was definitely something that the radio station, the program manager, had to be put up against. I wouldn't necessarily say it was all me. I think there's some easy finger pointing to do. I don't want to call out the program manager, but the program manager was probably the one who put the pressure on me that made me not feel as good as I should, that pushed me into a corner where I couldn't do my radio shtick.
Yeah, that's not good.
I had other characters.
And what other characters did you have?
Tom the Gardener.
Oh yeah, Tom the Gardener. I remember that one.
That was loosely based off my gardener. His name was Tom.
Okay, yeah.
He was just funny. You know, just one of those guys
Yeah.
who's always got a joke.
That's good
One
for
of those
radio. Jokes are good for radio.
They love it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
love it.
People need a good laugh.
I had this one character kind of got me into a bit of trouble in the Midwest, as I said.
Which one was that?
That was the truffle pig with crushed balls. Okay, so this is okay, don't make that
Okay.
face. Hold on.
Well,
Hold on.
I'm listening.
Devin,
I'm
it's
listening.
not. Come on, this is a character that I wanted to do in the old college days, but couldn't.
Okay. Well, what was it?
It was just a slight. Well, it came to me in a fever dream. I was sick. I thought it was a cold, but it turned out to be a fever.
Okay.
I had a temperature of near 106.
That's
Now, 101.86 is the temperature that you have when you have a cold.
Okay.
The temperature that I had
Was
was
106.
106. The dreams that I had that night were insane. Radio gold, I tell you. Radio gold.
And what were they? What were the dreams?
Well, I dreamed about the truffle pig with crushed balls, okay? Now, okay, stop making that face. Hold on here.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm giving you a chance.
So you remember my old wife, Linda.
Oh, yeah.
I say old because she was.
She was a bit old.
So one night we go out to dinner. I thought I had a cold. I thought it was just one of these nights, and I get home, check the temperature, it's off the charts, take a melatonin, go to sleep. I had the craziest goddamn dreams that I've ever had in my life. So I'm sitting there in bed, fever dreaming about a truffle pig sitting on its own balls going. And I couldn't help but think that this is radio gold.
And what happened when you put it on the radio? Truffle pig with crushed balls.
The program manager called me into his office.
And?
Said, Mitch, you
What is
can't be doing this kind of shit on the radio.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if you're allowed to swear on digital radio.
I don't know. I think so. Go ahead.
But he said the shit word too many times to me.
Yeah.
Now I was congested. I had a fever.
Okay.
I thought it was a cold.
But it was a fever.
But he told me to get my ASS
Yeah.
out of the station and find a new goddamn job.
All right. So you were fired after the truffle pig with crushed balls.
Well, I don't think I was fired. I think I was too good for that station. The station was a SHIT station.
Yeah.
Shit. And I didn't want to be there. I needed something new.
And the fever had nothing to do with it. It was
No.
a cold.
I thought it was a cold, but it was a fever.
It was a fever.
I also got sciatica in my back, okay? I got a slip disc and sciatica, okay? Linda, the old wife, made me lift a few couches that I didn't want to lift, okay? And it hurt like SHIT. And I don't want to be doing this kind of stuff for Linda.
Right.
Okay? I got station managers telling me I can't do this. I got Linda telling me I can't lift that. I got sciatica in my back and a GD cold that won't go away.
So how long did you have the cold?
I've had this cold off and on for 6 or 7 years.
That's a long time for a cold.
It's too long.
6 or 7 years for a cold.
Listen, if they've got a cure for the common cold. They're not telling us.
Yeah. They don't.
They have a cure.
I feel like what you had is maybe pneumonia.
No. Pneumonia is a lung-based, chest compression-esque sickness where you feel heat and pain in your lungs. I'm having slight fever dreams, hay fever, mixed with constant post-nasal drip for 6 to 7 goddamn years.
Maybe it's mono?
No, mono's a kissing disease. I haven't kissed Linda in 6 to 7 years.
Have you thought about getting it checked out, or what's going on?
All right, well, what are you, a program manager? That's what they asked me when I started selling the herbal supplements.
Oh, what's that? You started selling herbal supplements on the show.
Yeah, on all my shows. That's you ask how I get all these jobs. I sell herbal supplements on the radio with promo codes. I got hooked up with this guy. Okay, he's got this company called Pitch Perfect Presenters Agency. He hooks me up with some money, and I sell his products.
Oh, that's familiar. Are you talking about Winston Wayne? Winston Wayne, the multi-purpose TV radio presenter.
Listen, I've only dealt with him through email. I don't know how you know him, but if you're one of my, you're gonna be my station manager, my program manager at the station.
Well, I can't make any promises right now yet, but I need to talk to the people, that are running antennas, but we'll get to that later.
Well, I've worked with this Winston Wayne fellow, I guess, only through email. One hell of a guy. He means what he says. He's a straight shooter. It's the program managers who don't want his stuff on their air because it's too good. It works. I've started selling herbal supplements, emergency preparedness products, solar base stations, water filtration systems, the paracord survival bracelets. You've seen them. I'm wearing one right here.
Yeah,
Look at it.
It looks good. I don't know what it does, but it looks good.
Listen.
And I'm just wondering if maybe that selling these things on your show had any kind of role in you getting fired from all of these stations.
No, it's the station manager, the program manager at the station. It's the ownership of these stations. This is why I'm looking. All right. I understand that I'm getting a bit worked up here, but I'm under.
It's okay. You're sweating a lot, but
I am.
It's okay.
I'm trying to break into this digital format. I look at the stats. I see what's out there. And I want to be a part of this. Listen, I've got offers from all of the big digital radio stations. I won't name them.
Well, you could if you wanted. But.
ABC, NBC, CBS, okay?
Okay.
All the big ones.
Yeah.
Over 5, sometimes 6 digits.
Those are big ones.
They want to pay me. But I've got my eye with my friends.
At antennas.
You and Neil. It's going to be like the old days. It's going to be like the college radio days.
It sure could be. Okay, well, you should get that checked out. I think that cough is a doozy. Before you go, I wanted to get you to do some of the old favorites that me and Neil knew so well in our college radio days.
The old characters?
Yeah, the old characters. One of them that I really appreciated was Gerhard the German.
Yeah, so old Gerhard the German. I gotta explain this, set it up for the listeners out there who weren't around for the old college radio days. Gerhard the German was somebody who would call in with some here's and there's around campus. He'd call in. He was an exchange student from Stuttgart, Germany. He'd call in. He'd say, "Hello, hello. Is there sauerkraut on the campus today?" The phones would be off the. Do you have phones on this radio? Do you call live callers?
There's no phones. There's no live callers.
That's great. You know what? Most of the callers are SHIT.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we get rid of a lot of hassle by not having anyone call in.
Lots of hassle, David Hasselhoff. Lots of David Hasselhoff.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Mitch. Oh, it still gets me. And the other one that I thought was funny was Tony the British Man.
Oh yes, Tony the British Man. That came from Tony, this guy Tony that lived on our campus, right? Another exchange student who if you ask me, I don't know if they should necessarily. They should be paying a bit more for tuition. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah, they're not from here.
Yeah, why not?
Well, Tony, he speaks English, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes, I don't drink coffee. I want some tea.
That's a good one. That's funny.
The phones would light up.
They would. If we
would
had them,
light up.
they would be
Boy,
right now.
You don't. It's 2016. You don't need them.
2016. Yeah, we don't need them, but they'd be lighting up, I'm sure. And Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, we would just give out tacos on Tuesdays. That's not a character.
Right, but that was good. That was still good.
Yeah, it was just Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, those were always good.
Yeah, we didn't create that.
No, but Taco Tuesday was good.
Yeah, it's just tacos.
Well, Mitch, I think we've come to the end of the interview.
Listen, I gotta thank you.
This was Mitch Frye, former host of Sly and Fry at 5. But we forgot to cover the one thing, which was you're most well known for the show Sly and Fry at 5.
Mm-hmm.
But who's Sly?
Well, Sly is he was a good radio partner. He
did some of that.
You don't need to talk about it if you don't want to. You don't need to cover it.
I thought you said we were just gonna end off the Taco Tuesday.
I just thought that it might be worth throwing in. I don't know if you're not comfortable with talking about Sly, then we don't have to talk about him.
We can edit this.
We can edit it, yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll edit it all out.
Yeah, let's just end on that talk.
Okay. We don't need to talk about Sly.
Hey, I gotta say thanks so much for. I just love.
Yes.
What this whole antennas thing happening. Antennas.com. ATTNAS.
Oh yeah.
.com. Great radio. I listen to you on my car, on the just dial it up on that FM dial. I've got it all the time. I can't get enough of it.
Well, thanks a lot, Mitch, and I'll talk to the people at Antennas, and hopefully we'll be able to fit you in somewhere.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave my got a pre-made cover letter right here.
Okay. Yeah. Your resume there.
Resume too.
Well, thanks for dropping that off, and we'll definitely get back to you about it.
Thanks.
Okay. That was Mitch Frye, and this was Devon reporting live from Berlin for the True Philosophy of Philosophical Truths. Thank you. Over to Neil.
Thanks, Dev. Wow, Mitch Frye. Hell of a guy. I haven't seen this guy in so long. That was fortunately not who I thought it might have been. a couple ne'er-do-wells around that side of the globe that we're not trying to bump into. But yeah, that Mitch Frye, he's really something. I guess he said he speaks with he's working with my brother in some context. I don't know. He said he had just emailed with him. I don't know what that means. If maybe that's like marketing slang or something. But I don't know. This Mitch guy, I don't know if I have the fondest memories of him. I think he was that guy who he drank a big glass of sludge or something. It was like swamp cocktail, like mud and leaves. I think someone had dared him to drink this like sludge pitcher, and he got really sick, and he claimed it wasn't like a big deal afterwards. He kind of, in hindsight, said it was like a healthy alternative. He used it as a kind of platform to judge our beer drinking and our fun having and that sort of thing. He said it was a healthy alternative, and then we were the suckers, but I don't know. Maybe that wasn't him.